I want to cover 4 ways to make your staff more accountable. Hi, my name's Oisin Grogan. I'm the $200 million business coach and the founder of VWork, which stands for Valuable Work. So let's get straight into it. Number 1, statistics, otherwise known as metrics, KPIs, and other things. But for now, let's just call them statistics. What is a statistic? It's where you measure a number or amount of something. But here's the thing, it's got to be a result that is valuable to your business. That's the first thing. Now, when I go into many businesses, there's lots of staff running around with some sort of a role description, and they sort of say they've got KPIs, but they don't have statistics. You have to measure on a weekly or a fortnightly, preferably weekly, or a monthly basis. You measure people, and it's the same thing you're measuring week after week after week. And then it's best to graph it so you can see the trends. Is it going up? Is it going down? Now, most people, when I say this to them, they kind of go, well, what do I measure? And this takes a little bit of time. You'll have to sit down with someone such as us or with your team and work out something that makes sense and then roll it out. So that's number 1. Point number 2, a clear organizational structure. A team chart, an org chart, an organizing board. There's lots of things you can call this. But what we're looking for here is that the organization is visually shown. And I'm not just talking about people, because one way people will do an org chart is they just sort of put people up and then try and match the organization around people. That is the backwards way to do it. What you need to do is look at the functions of your organization. So we've got obviously a sales department. We've got an accounts department. We have a delivery or a production department, and so on. So you got to work out what these are and then work out the different functions and roles that go in them. Now, if you don't do this, you're absolutely always going to have accountability issues, because it's really simple. So a job comes in and someone doesn't take care of it. So you go, whose job was it? And they go, why? Because it's not clear who does what. And I'd say in over 90% of small and medium businesses, there is actually no org chart. Or if you ask them, they'll say, yeah, there is one. And then you say, can I have a look? And then they have to go and look through the service to find it, because it's not anywhere. No one knows where it is. We did one 5 years ago and then we filed it. So it really should be clear. It should be up on the wall. People should know it, and they should know where they sit on the organizing chart. They should know who their boss is, who their junior is, and what their relation is to all the other parts of the organization. This will absolutely increase accountability. Number 3, and it actually follows from the last point, which is role clarity. So everyone knows you should have a job description or a position description, but let's face it, most of these are absolute rubbish. Again, same thing, you ask people for them and they go, yeah, we've got them somewhere, and they're sitting somewhere in a server and they're never used, short of maybe pay, and initially was given to the person when they started the role. That's it. Now, that is not going to produce accountability, just a list of 1 pages. It's no good, it's not useful. The role description should actually have the purpose, it should have the duties, it should have the outcome, and it should have the statistics. They're just a couple of key points that if you had these on, you'd be definitely going in the right direction with accountability. So the next thing is that you can't do that if you don't have a clear organizational structure. So you know where you stand, and then you can work out how the roles all relate to one another. So again, it takes a little bit of work, but the amount of extra work and waste and not accountability that you can avoid by getting this done is massive. It actually can add a lot of profit to your business and have a business that works really calmly but produces a lot more than that business that's really busy, where everyone's running around working their ass off but actually not necessarily getting that much done. Point number 4, you might not have thought of this one, basic staff policy. So how does that achieve accountability? Well, it implements the team agreement, because after all, a business is a team. It's a bunch of people who need to make money and do lots of things. They all come together and they have to play together. So they can't play together well unless there's agreements. And these agreements are the basic staff policy. Now, no matter what size an organisation is, small, medium, or even large, you always need to have really two key functions going on with your people. There's their specialised role, and then there's the team role. Now, if they don't have both of those hats on, you will end up with accountability issues. Let me give you an example. So you might be in a small business, say with 20 or 30 people, and you quite simply can't all just be in a silo, I'm here and this is all I ever do. That's not going to breed accountability either. Now, you do need clear delineation of who does what. However, there'll be times when there's a peak load. Let's say the sales department is usually takes 30 calls a day, and now you run a promotion and you're up to 60. Well, someone in an adjacent division might actually have to jump in and help. And that, you could say, is accountability, especially if it moves the business forward and gets the business to deliver what its purpose and goals are. That is someone being accountable for the overall business. But then once that peak period is over, the specific roles and that clarity kicks back in. So you go back to accounts, and this person then is back running sales. So you do need basic staff policy that gives them the rules of the game. Like, what are the important points of being a team member here? What really matters? And that'll breed responsibility for not only their role, but the whole organization. All right, so in summary, the 4 parts: clear statistics, a clear organizational structure, clear roles, who does what, and then written basic policy that all the staff know and follow. If you get these in place, or at least one of them, the accountability will rise. If you can get all 4 in place, you really will see a lot more responsibility, accountability, and driving the business forward happening. Good luck with that. Do well.